Hi everyone, and welcome back to this new added content for the Japan visa application. And this time around, we will discuss regarding how to fill in the Japan visa application form specifically for tourists. And with that, we will be needing these details. So, first, make sure that you do have your passport details and your personal details, of course, your current address, those kind of information, details like the hotel information, because that would also be asked in this form. And if you're currently employed, then you need your employer details. So that's why I mention right here if applicable. And yeah, so also just ensure that you've already had plans, a little bit of plans maybe. So plans, I'm referring to how many days you are planning to have this trip in Japan, and if you're already planning to that your entry would be in Haneda Airport or in Narita Airport. So those are all also required. So very straightforward information, I would say. And if you're a frequent traveler, so you do have all the ideas and all these details handy for you. Alrighty, so let me just switch the screen to the website where we can get this form. So I actually again have this from, let me just click on the back button right here. So this is from the Embassy of Japan in the Philippines, and you can just simply click on this. And if you would want to make sure to read all the details before filling out the form, then you can actually read this important note on the document submission, because you can also get some guidance and instructions on how you can fill this form. All right, so I know it is somewhere here. Yeah, visa application form. You could also take a look and review the example right here. So there is an example for you, like a guide for you on how you can actually fill this form completely according to their guidance, like their instructions. And yeah, so later let's review it together, go over the form and fill it out. Okay, so I'll just return to that previous page right there. So this visa application form guidance that I wanted to show you. So in filling the form, they have just two guidance right here. So number one is fill in all the item in English. If an items is not, if not or no applicable, fill in NA. And then for date of application, fill in the date of submission to the accredited agency or the embassy in case of direct application. Alrighty, so it just simply means that on this particular form, you need to fill in the date as to when you had your application submitted. So for example, if you wanted to submit it on the 3rd of July 2024, then just on the form, if you are already sure to send your application on the 4th of July, then just simply fill in July 4th, 2024, and then submit it at the accredited agency on that particular day. Yeah, just simple as that. So let's go ahead. You can either click it right here, it's fine. And if you also wanted to go back to this page, this can also be found here. Basic documents, which are also stated here that it can be downloaded. So this is downloadable. And let's go right ahead and open it. All right, so this is the visa application form to enter Japan. And right here is the photo, and it has the photo requirements, and it has here the like the size. Okay, so as mentioned also in the past, you can just inform the photo studio on the sizing. Okay, and let's go and get started. So this is just going to be a dummy information just for the sake of this video. So let's get started with the surname. So let's try Cruz. Alrighty. And given and middle name. So given and middle name. So that's your first name. So say we have one. And you just need to enter space right there, and then say you have De Los Santos. Okay, so that's your first name and your middle name. And next is other names. So if you do have other names, then you can enter that right here. But if there's none, then this is where, if it's not applicable to you, then you can simply put in NA right there. All right. And next is your date of birth, and mind you, they actually have here like the format. So it says day, so day. You can just simply put in day, for example 11, and then the month. So if you can also notice, the space is just enough for numerical, so you cannot input here like December, that's too long, right? So you just need to enter in numerical format. Say month for December is 12, right? And then for year, say you have 1999, like that. So we're good with the date of birth, and then you can just simply place for place of birth, then up to you. So let's say I'm in Metro Manila, then I'll put place of birth, city, right? So it says there, hold on, Metro Manila is the state or the province. So I would say Quezon City, and then just put, maybe just ensure that you have enough space right there for the state. So state or province in Quezon City is Metro Manila. Country, we have Philippines. All right, so we're good so far. We already input or entered all of the information right there. And for the gender, we have female, single, nationality, or there is a drop down for this one, so you can just simply select what applies to you. So I'm from the Philippines, so let's look for Philippines right here, as well as if there is former nationalities or citizenship, but I don't have that, so you can actually select this if this applies to you. But this doesn't apply. I can just hit on an A right there. Yeah, for some reason my browser doesn't allow me to put an A on this. In my other laptop, I was able to enter an A right here, so I'm not sure what's wrong. But yes, on my application form, I did input an A and it was accepted. But for this one, I'm not sure if it's the setting for for Mac specifically, but you can edit this using Adobe application, and that should allow you to input NA because there's no option like NA option right here, right? So if this is not applicable to you and you don't have other nationalities other than your current nationality, then right, it's just appropriate to enter NA right there. But I think I'm not just because I didn't do it in my Mac laptop when I'm filling out this form. I'm using my Windows laptop. Alrighty, so let's proceed. So I think in other or in other OS operating system that would work because it works in my other laptop. Okay, so let's proceed. ID number issued to you by your government. So if you do have tax identification number, then you can just enter. So let me just randomly put my tax identification there. And then the type of passport that was issued to you. So mine is just ordinary. And then here the passport information. So I'm just randomly put passport information. And then place of issue, it was in, okay. And then issuing authority right there is DFA. And let's also do some random days or information right there. We can say, okay, maybe 2020. And then expiry date is gonna be, let's say, 10 years. So that's going to be 20 and then 9 and then 2030, that information. And then certificate of eligibility. So I guess for professionals who got their professional license or PRC, I think they got that certificate of eligibility, but this doesn't apply to me though. So let's put an A right there. Purpose of visit to Japan. So I'll input this as tourism because that's my sole purpose. No other purpose there. So intended length of stay in Japan. So mine is just 5 days. And then you also need to have the date of arrival in Japan. So for example, date of arrival. So for this date of arrival, by the way, and so for example, 3 months window from the day you applied for the visa. So for example, you're planning to apply for your visa on the 3rd of July 2024. So your date of arrivals in Japan should be around in the month of September, because that would be because the calculation, if in case you will be granted for single entry, is 3 months. Based on my experience, it's a 3 month window. So 3 months validity. So for example, let's assume that for this application, we will be submitting the documentation to the accredited travel agency on the 3rd of July. So I'll just put right here 22 of September 2024. Okay, and then port of entry. So for example, Haneda Airport, like that. And then the name of the ship or the airline. So some airlines that were traveling to Japan in my country, that would be most of the time Cebu Pacific, and then we also have this All Nippon Airways, I guess. Yeah. So for example, let's use that. And here as well, as I mentioned, the names and address and the contact information of the hotel or the person you're planning to visit is very important. So for example, for that name and information of the hotels that we're planning to visit. So say you can just randomly, I think you can actually randomly check on this website, Japan, oh, booking.com, and then you can just simply type in Japan and then your plan date of arrival. So say we specifically input 22, right? So 5 days, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you arrive in Japan on 22nd of September, and then you will be um returning on the 26th, something like that. And then okay, so hold on. Let me just switch to uh English so everyone can. Alrighty. So here you can see those available. So let's try this one. Okay. All right. So just so we have that information, then you can just simply copy this information on your form. Okay. Name of the hotel, right? And then the address as well. Where is that address? The address we have here. Okay. And something like that. As well as the phone number. So we have the contact number right here. Because what I did in my application, I actually booked it, but it's free cancellation. So we're safe with that. So always look for a hotel that would allow you to cancel it. So what I did, I just booked it, and then the type of booking where you can cancellation is free. So you can do that with booking.com. Okay? And then dates and duration of your previous stays in Japan. So this doesn't apply to me, so I'm just going to, because this is my first time visiting Japan. And then here your address, your personal information, right? So you can just randomly input here 1111 street, like that. And then your, if you don't have telephone number, then NA mobile plus 63918. Alrighty, and your email address. So someone at gmail.com. And last, we're almost done. Okay. We're almost done right here. There's really not that much to fill out on this. So very basic information is required to complete this form. So please bear with us. Current profession or occupation and position. So I'll just input, for example, myself, like that. And the name of my employer. So, okay. And then telephone number, you can always put NA if not applicable. And then the address of the office address, you can actually see it. You can also get it from the letter, like your certificate of employment, right? And then if this is applicable to you, then you can go ahead and fill it out. So anything right here from this point up to this point, I just put NA, like everything is NA right here. Okay, not applicable, not applicable. So always make sure that you, anything that's not applicable to you, you specifically entered NA. So that's what they had indicated on the guidance when filling out this form. So very important, okay? So NA, all NA right here. If these are all, again, not applicable to you, please input NA. So you just need to simply completely fill this out, and just please don't leave any blanks, okay? So NA right there, and no. And here in this box, again, place NA. And this is what I have mentioned earlier. So just ensure that your date of application is you're going to submit your documentations or the required documents at the travel and tourist agency. So for example, we mentioned we are planning to have this submitted on the 3rd of July 2024. And lastly, don't forget to sign right here. You can do the signature option on the Adobe application, but on my experience, they still, because that was a little bit tiny. I wasn't, yeah, when you print it, it's a little bit tiny. So they just still asked me to do, doing the traditional signature is what I would say. All right, so I guess we had completely filled in all the required document or all the required information right here. So let's review it. Don't forget, that's the very important part, reviewing all the details. So the goal is making sure everything is correct here based on your passport information. So I think we're good, right? Everything has been filled, and we place an A for those that doesn't apply to us. So that's all about it. So once you have all this information filled in and you're good, you had validated that everything's correct right here, then you can just go ahead and simply print this out, save a copy, okay? And you are good. And don't forget again to print this on an A4 size paper. That's it for this video. I hope you learned something, and thank you so much. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet already. Thank you. Have a good one. Bye.